Ooh, hey, Tivies. It's Psychic Bob. Well, here it is Saturday, and it's time for our Saturday seance. But before we get into that, I had to show you something here. This is a picture I found while reorganizing my house. And it's a beautiful picture of Lord Krishna. Krishna is one of the ancient gods of India. And I love him. I've loved Lord Krishna for years. You notice he's got a beautiful blue skin. He plays this way, he's mystical. Anyways, I've just been meditating a lot on Lord Krishna lately. I just love him, and I'm going to, I think, work with him in my pantheon. But anyways, we're going to talk more about Lord Krishna this upcoming week. On Wednesday, we're going to have Wiccan Wednesday. I think we're going to talk about the mystical power of Krishna and the whole cult surrounding him and how you might want to explore him. Anyways, just want to show you Krishna's picture here and, you know, just bring that to you. I'm listening to some music back here. It's a chant of Hare Krishna, which is a mantra. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. I love this song. Anyways, let me turn that down. Krishna Hare Krishna. All right, well, we'll have more about Krishna this upcoming week, so be back here on Wednesday. We're going to talk about Krishna and Vishnu and all of that, the blue gods of India. Anyways, I'm glad you're here, and it's Saturday. I'm going to have to keep this video a little short today. Psychic Bob is having a rough time. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night for a lot of reasons. I'm okay, just a little tired. Then I've been doing a lot of readings. And but you know, I want to just come here and let you guys first of all, let you know, I can't talk today, that I'm okay. I didn't get out a video yesterday. I was very busy with readings. And I want to say thank you to all of you who've been calling for readings. We get a lot of calls after the predictions video and after also my appearance on the Kelly Coffee Show. If you didn't get to see me on the Kelly Coffee Show on Thursday, I did a guest appearance on her show. She interviewed me. I did a lot of readings. A lot of you came out. But if you haven't seen that, if you go to the video right before this one in the video queue in my channel, you'll see that video where I talk about the show, and I've got a link to it so you can see that. Anyways, here we are. It's Saturday, and usually on Saturday we do our spiritualist class and our seance. We do a channeling. I'm really tired. I'm not going to teach class today. We'll have that next week. But you guys know, we've been following along. We've been covering a lot of stuff. But we'll come back to that. But I did want to at least do some channeling because, you know, I think whenever we touch in with the spirit world, it's always wonderful. It's good for all of us, for me and for you. So we're going to do that. But before we get into that, also, a lot of you have been writing since, Psychic Bob, I heard you have books out. Where do we get your books? Yes, I have a number of books. In fact, I'll show you some of them. These are only some. I even have more. All of these I have written myself. Here's Psychic Bob's book of spells. It's a magical book with spell book. Ouija Mysteries, the Spirit Board Seances. Psychic Bob's book of Wiccan Wisdom. And my favorite of all my books, Messages from Rose. Talks about my work as a psychic with my spirit guide, Rose. All of these books are available over at my website. You say, what's your website? www.psychicbob.com. I'll have the links below for my bookstore. And if you go to my website, you'll see up at the top is a tab that says books. Click on that and you'll get into my bookstore. And you can buy all of these and even more. I've got more than just what's here. But I'm glad you're here. And we're going to sit down and do some trance channeling today. Now, for those of you who are new here, you say, what is trance channeling? What are you talking about? Trance channeling is a spiritual phenomena that some mediums do. I am a trance channel. That means I go into a trance state, a suspended state of consciousness. And when I'm in that state, my spirit guides literally come in and overshadow my consciousness. And they take temporary control of my body and they bring messages through. It's an amazing experience. And if you've never seen channeling, it might seem a little strange, but I promise you it's nothing really that weird. It's a form of communication. You know, it's communication between our world and the spirit world. I tell you, if I get through this day and can talk, yeah, Luckily, the spirit people speak better than I do, so we'll let them talk today. But in a state of channeling, in fact, hold on, so I find this book. I have it here. I have another book I'm going to show you guys if I can find it. Well, hold on just a second. I'm going to have to come back to this. Okay, this is the book I was looking for. I thought I had it here among these books. If you want to learn more about channeling, well, we're going to be teaching channeling here eventually as well. But a book I would like to recommend that you get in advance of that is this book called Opening to Channel, How to Connect with Your Guide. And this is written by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. In fact, I'll show you their names here. Can you see that? Sanaya, I think she pronounces it Sanya. I'm not sure, Sanaya or Sanya. Roman and Dwayne Packer. Wonderful book. Probably the best book I've ever read on channeling. So anyways, so for those of you who are new here, that's what we're going to be doing. We do this every Saturday. We have a trance channeling seance. And it's always fascinating. My guides, come through and bring messages. And, it's interesting. Different channels channel differently. Some people channel space entities. Some people channel ascended masters. Some people channel angels. I just channel normal people, people from the earth, the deceased, the dead. That's who I channel. Of course, they'll tell you nobody really ever dies, so they don't like it when I say dead. So I channel beings who have lived on earth and transitioned to the spirit world. Anyways, we're going to do that today. And as I said, next week we'll get back to our class and our lesson. But I did want to touch in with you and do a little channeling today. So I'm going to bring down the lights, and I'll see you when I get back. I like it a little dimmer when I channel. Oh, there we go. I think we're in the medium's body. Well, hello to all of you out there. My name's Fletcher. Oh, we got a lot of new souls here. When I look across the cosmos, I can see a lot of soul glow and a lot of people gathering here, and it makes it awful special for us. Those of us who reside in the spirit world, we get such a charge when we get to come to the earth and have a little chit-chat with all of you. Well, we got a few people here to be wanting to speak to you, so I'll be stepping out of our medium's body. This is Fletcher. Over and out. Yes, Fletcher, I'm in the body. Greetings to each of you here today. My name is Alfred. Fletcher spoke words of truth when he said that it is a great joy for us to come and speak to you. In the spirit world, we have unlimited knowledge and access to things that you could not begin to believe here upon the earth. In our world, knowledge is what you might term fifth dimensional. In the earth plane, when you seek to know something, you must inquire of your mind, and then perhaps you will visit a library and purchase a book, or go to a bookstore and purchase a book. But you must seek out knowledge and find it. And sometimes it is available and sometimes it is not available. Nowadays you have that machine through the computer, what do they call it? The internet. Fascinating. The internet approaches more closely our realm. In the spirit world, knowledge is acquired through a simple desire. We have over in our world vast libraries, but our libraries are rather different than your earthly library. Yes, we do have books, for many people arrive in the spirit world and feel very attached to the earthly experience of books, and they can come and read books, and this is part of the journey. But as people progress in the spirit world, they come to understand that knowledge can come in many more ways than books. We have a library of Akashic records here. The Akashic records are like windows into history. You may go to an Akashic record viewing station and program any time that you wish to see. When we first introduce people to the Akasha, we show them images, sometimes still images, sometimes moving images. As they progress in their ability to absorb the knowledge shown to them, then they are allowed to enter into what is a three-dimensional state. There was a TV show upon your Earth called Star Trek, The Next Generation. And in that they had a thing which we over in the spirit world were fascinated with, called the holodeck. The holodeck very closely approximates the experience of the three-dimensional Akashic records, actually fifth-dimensional, for you entered into it in such a full state of reality. It is as if you are truly there. This allows people who want to learn about points in time in history to more fully involve themselves in that reality. The sights, senses, smells, clothing, all the apparatus that are necessary for the experience are provided through the Akasha. People can travel to any point in history and see it as it really happened. This gives them a vaster experience of knowledge than can be found through a simple book. Now, we do not wish to discredit books, for books are very valuable. But know that in each of your minds, many of you have a remembrance of the Akasha. All of you have come from the spirit world into the earth realm. And when you are in the earth realm, you sometimes have glimpses, as if you'd say, for example, the crucifixion of Christ, a very important point in history. Some of you have said to me, you've called me out and said, Alfred, am I hearing the truth of the words of Jesus? Many of you have reached out to Rose and to Fletcher as well. And you've asked each of us, what is this that I'm experiencing? Occasionally your mind will open up to a glimpse of the Akasha, and you will see and experience an event from the history usually that is so vivid that you feel as if you were literally there and in it. This is a remembrance of your experience in the spirit world before your life here on earth. Make no mistake, each of you have lived eternally. You are a spirit, and you are a child of the divine. In the spirit world, we term the divine infinite intelligence, and that means that it is the mind of God that animates all life. You come from that mind, that spark of reality, and someday you shall return to it. But when you come into the earth, your memory is veiled, and so you lose much of your perspective on time and history. Occasionally you will have, as we said, a glimpse of the Akasha. But you do not need to die and come to the spirit world to tap into the Akasha. The memory of those visions and those visitations to the viewing stations are still within you. And if you will but look within and ask for a spirit guide to assist you, they may facilitate a viewing of the Akasha for you. As I said earlier, in the spirit world, knowledge is manifold and is very much more interactive. Knowledge is not something you just sit and are force-fed. It is something that you acquire. But there are many people here to assist you. The greatest minds on earth exist in the spirit world. What would you think if you could come and sit down and attend a lecture that was taught by Albert Einstein? Would that not be of great value to you? Or what if you could have lunch with Steve Jobs and learn of his mind for business and computers? What if you could think of the most brilliant minds on earth, such as Stephen Hawking, and you could have a dinner with him and hear his theories of the cosmos? You see, learning here is unlimited, and you can see and learn and acquire knowledge in many, many ways. There are lectures and classes and, yes, veritably universities here in the spirit world. Some people come to the spirit world having been deprived of earthly knowledge. They were born into poverty. They had a family that was against learning, and at an early age they left school. They lived in the streets and had the life of a vagabond and did not acquire knowledge. Many of these people, when they arrive in the spirit world, the first thing that they say is, in my earthly life I felt very, very limited. I was not able to understand much. And they often ask us, can we learn here? Can I learn the things I always wanted to know on the earth? And the answer is that in the spirit world you can't learn. You will learn through books and through the Akasha and through great wisdom teachers, masters, ascended masters, archangels. All of them are available here. And then there is always the ultimate experience of a meeting with infinite intelligence. Do not think of God as a man on a throne throwing lightning bolts. The divine, if I were to describe it to you, is really truly beyond words, but the best I can approximate it to is that I think infinite intelligence is really the best, the light of infinite intelligence, the very presence of divinity, of God, and even God is a limited term, is imagine if you could sit before the most beautiful luminescence that you could ever fathom, and at a moment's notice all of your thoughts in your mind would be answered. If that being would respond to you before you even ask the very question that you are formulating in your mind, think how much joy that would bring you to have all your questions, no matter how great or small, instantly responded to, and not only answered, but answered with love and respect and nourishment. See, to learn is to be nourished. Knowledge, as they say on the earth, there's a saying on the earth, knowledge is power. It is true, and in the spirit world it is true. But in the spirit world, knowledge is more than just power. Knowledge is love. For as you grow in knowledge, you come to understand your place in the cosmos and the greater scheme, and therefore you are able to forgive those who you may have judged in the past, because now you will be able to see things from a spiritual perspective and understand all points of view. Your knowledge will expand vastly, and thus your judgments, which have been limiting in the past, will fall away like scales off of a fish. So when you come to the spirit world, know that there will be opportunities to expand your mind. Some of you have spent much of your earthly life seeking knowledge, and yet you feel as if there is more than you can grasp. That is because the human mind is finite, is limited. But if you will consider that you also have within your very thick skull, if I might say, or cranium, will have a spirit mind as well. That spirit mind is unlimited. And if you will tune into that, you will understand the Akasha and tap into your memories of the spirit world, your knowledge that you bring from there. Fletcher's asking me to step from the medium's body. There are others who wish to speak. But let me leave you with this parting thought, that your earthly desire for knowledge is a spiritual quest. And if you have been deprived of learning in this life for whatever reason, know that that desire will be satiated in the spirit world, and that we will grant you all that gift of knowledge that you have lacked. Let your mind be free to wonder, to explore, to consider, to imagine, and you will be closer to heaven than you know. My name is Alfred. Oh, there we go, my dears. Oh, dears, this is Rose. Is it a blessing to be here with all of you? I sat with rapt attention listening to dear Alfred speak about the knowledge of the spirit world. In my earthly life, I was not particularly educated. Yes, it's true that I was from high society. But ladies in our day were only expected to know how to have a good dinner party, and even that we didn't do much, for we had servants to do all the preparation. But I did know how to dress finely. I was taught the arts of self-maintenance to a great degree, and I suppose that was my education. And over here in the spirit world, that knowledge is appreciated, for I get to demonstrate to newly arrived souls how to dress appropriately for various occasions. In the spirit world, you will not just simply sit on a cloud and contemplate, the sky. You will actually engage in many activities. In the spirit world, you will have parties to attend, concerts, lectures, and yes, even university, as Alfred has told you. And so when you come to the spirit world, do not think that it will be an idle experience. Oh, my dears, I've heard earth people say, so, well, when I go to heaven, I guess I'll just lay about on a cloud and contemplate the universe. Oh, my dears, that is time to do that if you should desire. But let me tell you, after about 100 years, you'll be bored of that. You'll be ready for something else. That something else in the spirit world is the engagement with others. Oh, my dears, yes, you can have your alone time here, your spiritual reflection time, and every soul does have that. But you will also discover that in your expanding consciousness that you will acquire upon leaving the body, that you will want to understand the lives and circumstances of many others. And as Alfred said, you have the Akasha to do that, to study history. But you will also have the ability to engage with some of the most fascinating people you would ever want to meet. Oh, but in the spirit world, try to consider that all of the great minds that you have ever read about or heard about exist here. Those who have left the earth reside in some sphere of our world. Now, some are higher and some lower, my dears, and it takes time to connect. But the vast access to so many brilliant souls is beyond anything you can comprehend on the earth. On the earth, to have access to certain people requires privilege, certain privileges, certain connections. In the spirit world, all that is required is that you have a true desire to learn and to know, and that will be met. Over here, many of your desires are met, that your soul will grow. So if in life, for example, you had a great affinity for, well, let's say, the writer Lord Byron, who's someone I did meet over here, wonderful poet he is, and let's say all your life you wanted to write poetry, and yet you never really succeeded. Well, when you come to the spirit world, you'll be able to actually sit down and talk about your poetry with Lord Byron. How amazing it will be for those of you who love this to sit down with your favorite authors and have them critique your work, help you to develop. Even in the spirit world, it is not idle, as I said. You're always developing, always learning. There's some new book to read. There's some new concert to attend. Oh, my dears, and you're always invited, all of you, to my cocktail gatherings. Yes, every Friday I have a party, a lovely gathering here in the spirit world. Oh, and you know if you come, you must put on your finest. And for those of you who don't know about clothes, well, I'll help you with that as well. But my dears, remember this. You are called to open your mind, to expand your consciousness, to learn. The mind of infinite intelligence, or God as you will, is unlimited, and he shares his vast knowledge with all of us. So take opportunity to learn. Let the spirit world help you. Call upon us, and we will teach you many, many things. Fletcher says that our medium's power is starting to wane, so we shall not tax him much longer. But we do thank you for being here, my dears, and I do hope you will have the remembrance to call upon us. You may say, Rose, help me to choose a new dress for the party. Or you might say, Rose, help me to find just the right gift for that party I must attend. We will help you in all the little endeavors on the way, for you are on earth to experience, to love, to grow in joy. And so do not give up hope and think that these things are beyond you, for the spirit world will help you to learn and to obtain them and to master joy. You do not have to die to have joy. Start now living, learning, and loving. Oh, my dears, the power is starting to fade, and I feel myself fading with it. And so I send each of you my blessing from the spirit world. Hey, Tubies. Well, I'm back. I think I'm back at the body. Well, you know, I tell you, I love it when I get the chance to trance channel. The spirit world's so good. And I don't know what they said. I haven't seen the tape yet. You know, when I channel, I don't really know what's going on. So I have to come back and review the tapes myself. So we'll see what they brought through. But I could feel them coming through today. And it was wonderful. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Listen, if you want to help me out, and I always need help, please help me out. Like this video. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button. Like this, favorite it. Share it with your friends. Post it around. You put it on your website, on your Facebook, wherever. You have my permission. We want people to learn about the work we do here at Spirit Channel. And it's a labor of love. And I thank you for being here and being part of it. Listen, also I've been getting a lot of questions, people saying, Psychic Bob, are you doing private readings? Yes, I am. If you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, give me a call. The easiest way to reach me is just call me. In fact, get out your cell phones. Put my number in your phone. You can keep this number on dial, on speed dial or on file. 703-825-3929. Again, 703-825-3929. That's my number. Call and get on the schedule for a reading. If you can't call me or for whatever reason your phone's not working, you can also email me, readings@robert-hickman.com. That link will be below. All these phone numbers and website and address will be below. Okay? And pop over to my site, www.psychicbob.com. all one word, .com, psychicbob.com. Check me out. Well, guys, I love you. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. We got the witching hour. You don't want to miss it. Be here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. London time, 2 a.m. Paris time. We're going to do a live broadcast where we talk about things magical and Wiccan. You don't want to miss it. So we'll see you back here tomorrow on Sunday. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. Love you. I'm going to go take a little rest. Psychic Bob's tired. But I didn't want to let the day go by without seeing you guys. You guys rock. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And until then, may you all, always, blessed be.